This is the Strait of Hormuz. It's a narrow geographic bottleneck wedged between Iran and the Arabian Peninsula, and it serves as the most critical transit point for the global oil supply. A fragile peace shattered here earlier this week when Iran struck 3 commercial vessels traveling through these waters. The temporary ceasefire is over. According to U.S. intelligence, Iranian forces are attempting to implement a mandatory fee and toll system for any ship passing through the strait, effectively holding international energy infrastructure hostage. By targeting shipping containers, they are pulling a specific economic lever. They know that disrupting this choke point spikes global gas prices, creating immediate political pressure far beyond the Middle East. This escalation comes as Iran faces a massive internal power vacuum. Following the death of the supreme leader, ceremonial processions have filled the streets, signaling a period of national disruption and uncertain leadership. That vacuum has allowed the Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, the IRGC, to seize decentralized, hardline control of military operations. This shift has effectively neutralized diplomatic efforts. The Iranian negotiators who initially signed the Memorandum of Understanding no longer hold actual authority over the IRGC units currently firing missiles. The U.S. is no longer negotiating with a unified government. They are facing a decentralized military organization, necessitating a move from the diplomatic table to direct military action. The response was immediate. In just 48 hours, the U.S. military hit 90 Iranian targets, with roughly 150 airstrikes across the region. A primary focus was Karg Island, 15 miles offshore. It's where Iran exports millions of barrels of oil, the beating heart of their energy economy. U.S. strikes targeted its air defense systems, leaving the regime's primary revenue source completely exposed. Stripping away Karg Island's protection gives the U.S. direct military leverage over Iran's wallet. They have shown they can place the regime's entire export capability at risk overnight. The offensive move to Kesh Island, a massive landmass in the Gulf functioning as a fortified IRGC staging ground. Strikes focused on subterranean tunnels, weapons caches, and coastal surveillance assets used to harass passing ships. The IRGC relies on these island hubs to launch swarms of fast motorboats, which they use to board and hijack commercial vessels. Neutralizing Kesh Island physically degrades the IRGC's ability to commit piracy. Without these staging grounds, their ability to enforce a toll system is severely diminished. Strikes also hit the occupied island of Abu Musa and coastal ports like Chabahar, destroying advanced radar and missile sites. Eliminating these forward bases blinds Iranian coastal surveillance, removing the sensors used to coordinate attacks. This forces the IRGC to rely on support from the Iranian interior. However, the geography here is a major obstacle. Moving reinforcements and heavy equipment from the capital toward the coast requires navigating the Zagros Mountains. This terrain makes resupplying remaining coastal units slow and vulnerable to further strikes. By neutralizing the islands and coastal ports, the U.S. has used the region's own topography to isolate Iranian naval assets from their primary supply lines. This rapid military action has been largely unilateral, as many European NATO allies chose to wait for the conflict to subside before committing resources. But the scale of the air campaign leads to an inevitable question. Will this eventually require U.S. boots on the ground? While a large-scale invasion of the mainland is not being discussed, U.S. amphibious forces are already in the region. Marines may be deployed to physically occupy the strategic islands that were just cleared by airstrikes. Occupying these islands would create a physical buffer around the strait. The mission objective is the containment of the IRGC and the long-term security of the world's energy flow. The 48-hour offensive has established a new strategic reality. By physically dismantling the IRGC's choke points, the U.S. has shown that it will prioritize the security of global shipping through the direct application of force.